Hello everyone and welcome back, finally returning to the Australian Supercars series. Yes, this week the Aussie V8s head to Sandown, one of the best races on the Australian Supercars calendar. We've got 41 laps here in a very, very competitive second split race. 2.5k SOF in this one. We line up P25 out of, I believe, a 31 car field. Hopefully we can keep it clean and tidy. Get yourself subscribed if you're new. We're trying to hit 20,000 subs at the moment. And yeah, let's do this thing. Well, here we are then, back in the Australian Supercars. 41 laps here from... Sorry, 41 laps here from Sandown today. This place is a very, very high speed, but scary venue as we wait on the grid. Oh, my reactions of a sloth coming in there, but we'll try to avoid a wheel spin getaway down in towards turn one. I think we're probably going to lose a couple of places in towards that first corner, but surviving lap one is going to be absolutely critical here as everybody bunches up in towards that first corner. The number 2 car on my outside there just chops across my nose. But not going to worry about that all too much through the first couple of turns. Oh, there you go. There's a bit of bumping and bashing around. So we'll just about make it back through there, avoiding a little bit of chaos. This is where I expect it all to unravel, though, early on. As oh, there you go. Another one in the wall. And we might get a roadblock here. Let's just wait and see what happens. Oh, dearie me. Right, we'll try and fight our way through as best as we can. We'll take the 1x there. Oh, mate, why are you reversing? I think we might have picked up a tiny bit of steering damage from that. No, the car is okay. No idea why the 22 car was reversing there back across me, but we've kind of survived the start-ish. A 4x there is, well, it could have been better, but it could have been a whole lot worse. And, well, if you've never seen what Australian Supercars is like at Sandown, there's your answer. Just pure chaos on that one, especially towards the rear of the field, as you know, you're just trying to filter through on that very, very narrow part of the circuit then. But yeah, like I said, 41 laps here today. It's actually a very short lap around this venue. I believe we are second split this week. 2.5k SOF though still. Goes to show just how competitive this Monday night slot is in Australia. So yeah, definitely, you know, enjoying being able to do some of these races as and when I can. I did want to run last week, but sadly I was very, very ill, and certainly would, well, I might have been able to do about 3 laps before I just vomited everywhere, as we've got another car off in the wall, so we'll pick up another freebie there. We had actually gained a spot, I think, in the end on lap 1, or we gained a couple of spots actually, because I believe now we're up to P21 then. Don't know, I don't think that would gain us any iRacing yet. I think we need about P18, P19 if we wanted to gain some iRacing here. I believe no, I do need a few iRacing because the Cup Series race that we did at COTA a couple of days ago did not go well and affected my road rating, not my oval rating. So yeah, I need a big result here, which I don't think is going to happen if I wanted to gain some, if I wanted to get up to 2k iRacing on my road license once more. But yeah, you can see as well that the SR has taken quite a hit, so I'm hoping that this race as well can go quite well and boost my SR back to an almost respectable level, as long as I keep my A license. Obviously I'm not too worried about what else happens to it, but yeah, just trying to settle in nice and early then. So for those of you that don't know, Sandown, I believe, is based just outside of Melbourne and is a racetrack, and I'm assuming based on all of that, horse racing circuit. I can't imagine iRacing has tried to line it up with Cheltenham races in a couple of weeks, but fun fact, that's probably the only kind of international event that I live quite near, without trying to dox myself all too much as well. So yeah, horse racing and motor racing, I know which one I'd rather come and see, but yeah, I think, you know, these cars, again, are so much fun. Obviously, we did the race at Okayama a few weeks ago. That ended up being a really tight race on fuel mileage, which sadly I didn't quite survive on the fuel, so I had to pit late on, and that ultimately ruined what could have been a decent result. This week, though, no chance you're going to be able to save the fuel. When most of this lap is completely flat out, yeah, you're definitely not going to be able to try and stretch the fuel, or if you did, it's a very short pit lane here anyway. So it would not be worth it for the time loss either. But yeah, these two battling just in front. So hopefully we're going to be able to try and close in just a little bit more. I don't actually know what position we are at the moment. I think Race Labs might be lying to me. ever so slightly. Don't think it's far, right? Unless it's more accurate, no. So we're P21 then at the moment. So we need P19 if we wanted to gain any iRacing. Luckily, there are a couple of cars right there. But I'm sure there are going to be some much quicker guys behind me as well. That obviously all got trapped in the melee on lap 1. Yeah, this place, though, is so much fun when you start getting it hooked up. I jumped on, and I think, apart from when I first bought this circuit, I think I did one race on it. But yeah, I jumped on earlier on, and I was like, I've got no idea where I'm going here, so I had to learn the track on the fly, which has been quite an entertaining experience as well then. But I'm pretty certain it's the Sandown 500 in the Australian Supercars. Is the event they run here, so I think they do 3 races over the course of the weekend. Obviously, Sydney hosted round 1, or round 1, 2, and 3 of the new season. Cam Waters, yeah, I believe he claimed a clean sweep, didn't he? From the opening round IRL, which was really, really good. You know, I saw quite a bit of the action from Sydney there, and yeah, Cam Waters, I mean, he's so talented. But yeah, obviously the big talking point, of course, was that slingshot run, the bump and run on the very last lap there, which is yeah, fantastic little bit of driving as well. As I mean, we're almost into the 109s already, so my qualifying time is a 109.9. Definitely made a couple of little mistakes though on that lap, so hopefully we're going to be close to that as we kind of settle into race pace as well there. But as you probably already learned, a lot of the curbs here are really, really aggressive as well. So a lot of them are, you know, big kind of curbs that you can kind of chuck the car in over on an apex, but trying to put the power down on them on the exit is not so easy. Luckily, that final corner, the curbing is a little bit more gentle. Yeah, I like this nice wide open run back towards someone. You know, you've got to try and get right over the pit lane exit, really open up the width line towards that first corner. Try and brake just as you get to that gantry on the outside. See, yeah, still running in the low 1-minute 10s as well. But, you know, this will probably be a little bit of a race of attrition, you know, especially as the tyres start to go off and things like that for others. Hopefully, you know, we try and capitalise a little bit more. As, yeah, we've got a couple of guys just behind me there. A fellow Matt all over my gearbox. And Troy and Jared as well. Much, much more iRacing, so you would expect them to be much, much quicker. So we've already kind of lost sight a little bit of those two in front, but I don't know kind of how many cars are a little bit further up. We could potentially be quicker than here. Have to wait and see. Again, it's kind of how much do I try and defend from these guys? That's the other question. This final chicane is so tricky. You know, you really notice kind of how heavy these cars are when you're trying to throw it through there. This chicane and obviously the other chicane, turn 2 and turn 3. You know, you really kind of, you can appreciate how good these things are over the curbs through both of those, but
green car number 19 is now in the lead.
I feel like I've got my braking point into turn 1 fairly well sus, so that guy trying to have a look for it there was optimistic to say the least, but yeah, you just kind of throwing it over those curbs. I definitely don't have the confidence. I was watching some of the top guys earlier on in practice kind of properly up on 2 wheels through there. You know, with the confidence that the car's going to land where they need it. So are we going to see Matt this time around get a bit of a run up the hill? He's definitely closing in on me just a little bit. This will be quite a brave place to go for it. He's going to commit to it, though. We'll have to give him the space on the inside. And I kind of just getting absolutely mugged off then in the end. Got to try and very quickly settle back, though, onto the racing line. As just see how much he struggles to get the power down off that next corner by going over those curbs. But yeah, I expect we're probably going to be lingering towards the back of this one. I think my main goal is trying not to go a lap down. That's probably quite a good goal here. And it's 40 laps, so we'd have to be losing about 1.5 seconds a lap. So yeah, I think that's probably going to be the aim by the end of this one. See, that lap we did lose 2 seconds. And obviously we would have lost a lot of time on lap 1. Obviously just by trying to avoid the chaos.
21 B license.
Don't actually know how many cars there are still running. We might be right towards the rear of the field in this. I mean, look at that. I mean, that guy was up on the curbing through there. I don't know if first or second gear is better through here. Trying to leave it in second to get the throttle down. I'm just not sure it's working for me as well as I want it to. I mean, we're already on lap 8 of 41 as well. So, of course, you really, you tick the laps by pretty quickly here. So that corner is so fun when you get it just tucked in nicely and then off over the curbing as well. Trying to just thread the needle through those few. Finding a fair bit of time on the entry there, but not really gathering up very well on the exit. There is a big gaggle of cars in front still. That, if you are battling with others here, you can lose quite a lot of time very, very easily. As I'm just trying to look after the tyres as well. Will this be our first 109 of the day? I believe it should be, yeah, 109.8. So that's already quicker than I managed in qualifying, which is quite good going.
Nice and smooth. That's your best lap in the session.
Trying to utilise that extra space down its turn 1. Not sure I'm finding much from it, but it just opens up the entry into the corner. So, I mean, I wonder if some of that is iRacing. Just kind of iRacing's simulating of where others are. He's a little bit optimistic with just how much curve they're taking, because I think he would probably roll it at some point pretty soon. It's Troy then closing in behind me. He's definitely got some damage as well on that Mustang. Oh, a little bit of a front lock in there. You've got to be careful, get it slowed down before the bump. So we get a little bit out of shape. Oh yeah, not going to happen there, Sunshine. I might have got a little bit loose and wild, but certainly not just going to open the door for you just to have a bit of a peek through. Oh, a little bit of rear lock in there. We'll slide it through the first part of that last chicane again. So fun, this car. I enjoy it so much. Trying to hang on the edge of grip wherever possible. It is really, really enjoyable when you get it hooked up. Oh, that might have been a little bit hot into turn 1. Try to avoid the 1X as best as I can. 2 will just about. Yeah, that first corner, I'm struggling still a little bit for consistency there. Sometimes I feel like I get it slowed down fine, and then other times I still feel like I'm struggling a little bit. I'm also definitely compromising myself a little bit of pace here by using the proper sequential shifter still, but I do enjoy it. And it definitely adds to the experience, and I find it a little bit more confidence inspiring on the brakes, because obviously I find you're better still blipping that throttle on the downshift. Which just, staying in the routine with that is quite ideal. So there is definitely a few more cars still running, so if Troy does, or when Troy gets past me, I should say, we won't be running in last place then yet, which is quite nice. Give it time. I'm sure we'll end up down there. So try and just trim that final corner as much as you can. Free time left out on the road.
Your lap time was 110.8.
As long as we're in the 10s consistently, I'm fairly happy. So a little bit of rear lock in there through first corner, but gather it up nicely. Just a little dab of throttle. Just keep the back end in check.
Yellow flag, caution.
We've got yellows, someone's made an error. And there you go. It's those little things that you'll see.
Glenn,
So try and get round him. Make sure we give him plenty of space on the exit. Should be able to get through. I think Troy might try and follow me by as well then. So we'll gain another one temporarily. Troy's actually got a big run on me this time round, but does not have the confidence to get to the inside there. I would have given him the room had he committed, of course, but happy that he didn't. So I'm expecting to get sent at some point. I think this is where he's really confident against me. Down in towards the end of that back section. But just try and keep it planted, keep it tidy where we can. As I said, it's not the easiest track in the world to make moves. I don't feel like I'm too slow, but I'm not under too much pressure either. I mean, if I was Troy, I'd be considering trying to go for the undercut at the moment, but there we are. Still very, very early to be trying that. So that was late into turn 1. Nope, we'll get it slowed down. Makes you realise how much braking performance these cars have got when you feel like you overshot it slightly into a corner like that, and it's still just, when you get it all hooked up, gets stopped. You can understand why some of the top guys can make up so much time on the brakes, just because they'll do that every single time on the way, and they'll hang it right on the edge, which is so impressive, and something that I definitely just cannot do. Just trying to brake before that 100, get the weight over the front before the front's lock. feel like I'm trying to nick that inside curb, but I'm not sure if it's working for us. Not sure if we're gaining anything from it. Oh, nice and easy. Nice and easy. Yeah, we're still able to keep Troy back at the moment. I wonder, yeah, like I said, if some of that is going to be the damage, but...
Sector 1 is 0.3.
Already pretty much at 1/3 distance, though, so... So, I just want to try and survive this race, as always helps when you remember to change down to second. Might get around me this time. Try and keep the nose there. Oh, he's going to give me a big old squeeze. There's a little bit of bumping and bashing. He's going to keep the nose there again, so I'll make sure I give him the room. Oh, yeah, I think we're going to get squeezed out that time.
Clear left.
There you go. I didn't kind of want to just, like, dive it back in across him, but I obviously didn't just want to give it up without a fight. So let's see what kind of pace he's got then. He's able to pull away from me over these next few laps. Trying not to almost run into the back of him there at the top of the hill. Oh, big lock up there. That was not ideal. Take a few laps out of the tyres. Ooh. Helps when you don't nudge the grass as well. Getting just a little bit loose and lively on this one.
Toro, car number 9, and their rating is 2.9.
Oh man, that's annoying, and yeah, he'll definitely start just pulling away from me a little bit. Still then in 22nd place. Trying to use second gear then, make sure I got the car dialed in. Make sure I've scrubbed off all the speed. I think the other guy pit, the one that we got past when he binned it.
Ahead is now 1.1 seconds.
See, it's sometimes like that. The car just hooks up off the corner. It's so satisfying when it does. But I feel like there's no kind of rhyme or reason to when it'll do it. Which is a bit of a shame. Breaking a little bit early there, now, for some reason. No idea what that guy's typing in chat, but pit window's open apparently. Did he accidentally put that in in game chat rather than to his crew chief? I don't know. Either way, quite funny. Someone's running some quick lap times then. So we are still just sat in the low 10s. But yeah, now we're going to start seeing pit cycles start to come out then. Oh, come on. Don't let it slide around underneath you. There you go. You can see it, you can hear it kind of wanting to break free at the rear, but we just won't let it happen. The other important one, yeah, is you just don't get wedged over that curbing. Otherwise, you get wheel on the grass and you're just going out there. And there's not much room to escape before you just slap the wall. Which is really not what we want. Car, I know I always say it, but this car sounds so good as well. I love the sound of it so much.
Glenn, car number 10 is now leading.
I don't feel like we're losing too much to this guy, though. Oh, unless I do things like that. Ugh. Again, there's a wheel on the grass on the way in. Try and gather it up right the way through. You know, use that corner. Another 10-1. How many of those we're going to just start hitting on repeat? I'll probably say that and now absolutely mess up this lap time, I would have thought. Never know quite how much curb you can get away with through there. I guess a good thing as well, where these cars still feel very analog. You get a good idea. I always think iRacing does a very good job of... You can kind of understand and appreciate what the car's doing underneath you. It's really good.
Yellow flag, keep your wits about you, mate.
Someone's binned it. Don't know whether we'll gain a freebie from that, or whether we'll get it back on the road before we get there. Jason. Should be able to get around him. Yeah, there we go. Claim that freebie. It's just how close you can, or whether you can kind of scoop the car over that inside curbing as well at that final turn. All those little mysteries that you don't quite know. As into the top 20 will move then. There is definitely still pit stops, obviously, that have already happened for others, so don't quite know where we'll be until we get towards the end of the afternoon. Wonder how quick this guy as well behind me will be. He hasn't got much iRacing, but there are some guys that just specialise in these cars. You can see there's a couple of... Oh, so there we go. Yeah, we're starting to see more and more cars pitting as well. So that'll make strategy really, really interesting
the gap behind
in this one.
1.1 seconds.
Kind of, do we hold those guys up? Do we just let them by? Do we pit and get out of the way? Only time will tell. Not convinced hitting that curb's worth it. Whoa, especially when you get wheel spin like that on the exit of the corner.
P15, that's good consistency, keep it up.
So fastest guy, I mean, he won't get to us just yet unless I make an error. So we could just try and take it a couple of laps longer. And of course he's got the guy behind him, he needs to navigate first as well, which could help us out. I don't actually think we're much slower than Troy either. I know he's got damage on that car, which is helping us. But I feel like if we play our cards right, we can still absolutely give him a run for his money. Just here, there, the fronts want to try and lock up over the top of the hill. Really try and attack that curving as best as we can. Yeah, the guy behind me is quick, though. Oh, that might be a slowdown. A little bit too early on the curbing. We might get away with it, though. There we go. Troy in. Jason opts to stay out, then still one more. So I think we'll probably dive in the end of this one. Pretty much half distance. Try and get out of the way of some of those fast cars as well. Just because it will slow me down battling with them. Maybe we can get an undercut as well. As long as we don't battle with each other this lap. That corner will give you a slowdown if you cut too much there. Can't get the throttle down again. Just try and give ourselves that little bit of safety on the guy behind. He is starting to close in on me though as we make our way up the hill. Hopefully he's not going to get close enough to really try and commit for anything. Yeah, luckily able to brake late enough there just to hang on for now. Yeah, we'll definitely get into the pit lane at the end of this one, I think. Definitely still quicker than me.
Scott ahead is pitting.
I mean, these things are so scary. Just about behind you. Oh no, he's pitting as well.
Left side. Clear left.
What's he trying to do? He's hit the wall. He tried to go round me on the way into the pit lane.
Incident points.
What is that? The other guy's gone car park there. That's ridiculous. I mean, there's optimism and then there's that.
83%.
1 minute of optionals, I'm not going to bother taking those. That is so funny. Try to get around me on pit lane entry and just that was never going to happen. Right, how much fuel have I got in the car? Come on. Here you go. We good? Right, we're good. Let's go. I mean, I admire the optimism, but trying to do that on the way in was never going to work, was it? So we are now officially a lap down. So there we go. There's the Harvey Norman car. Oh, cold tyres though, cold tyres. I was told by my secret intel this week that I need to take tyres. Which, if my secret intel is watching this video, as always, thank you. So we just can't lose time to Troy now. There are still a lot of guys out running then that are just a couple of laps down. So that's quite interesting. It's not really, I think obviously, especially because you only really get to race a couple of times a week when these series go official. I think most people will try and do the whole thing if they can. But yeah, we are going to have slightly fresher tyres then than Troy to the end. So we've got to try and utilise those as and where we can. And obviously the slipstream as well is always quite nice. Allows you... I think this track is probably quite a good one for the slipstream and the dirty air kind of balance out quite nicely. That's been a really nice, actually, final couple of sectors. So we are 23rd then at the moment. So I think we lost a couple of places. Obviously from cars pitting earlier than me. Oh, nice and easy over that curb. Look how high that car's going. I'd say I don't think it's realistic. I think iRacing just can't quite simulate it over that curbing particularly well. But it's good fun to watch. It might give me a good clickbaity title. Or thumbnail even, I should say. Ready for the video, but up to half distance then. Still hoping we don't go a lap down in this one, but I think it'll be close by the end. So I just see that. Again, Troy not quite getting the car hooked up where he needs it. Oh, that's not what I needed to do, though. We'll take a couple of laps out of those tyres again. Fresh tyres, though, definitely, without a full tank of fuel, inspire a bit of confidence. Well, not quite a full tank of fuel, I should say. Guys, great fun trying to hook this thing up when you've actually got some grip at the rear end. There we go, 109.2 that lap. Happy with that. I mean, a lot of slipstream on it, but that's easily quicker than anything I managed in practice. I don't think I'll go better than that unless we get incredibly lucky. Oh! That gave me the scare of my life. I thought you had rolled it that time. You can't do that to me, iRacing. Like, what if now if he does accidentally roll it? What do I then do? Am I gonna know to avoid it? Only other thing, of course, is I've not really made any overtakes here today, so we can keep just trying to sit on him as best as we can, but we might get to a point where we've got to try and make moves. Oh, especially when I just felt like he broke a little bit early there, so we've got to be careful of that one. You just see how much it costs you. Come on, little car. There you go, back up to P22. We definitely will see some other driver errors still between now and the end. I cannot let Troy get away. Cannot allow that little mistake now to kind of be the breakaway he needs.
The gap in front is now 1.0 seconds.
He's just about squeezing that throttle the right way. Kind of got to blend out slightly as you get up towards the top of the rev range through second gear there, just to avoid the wheel spin. So tricky. So hopefully soon I am going to get a pedal camera set up so you guys can hopefully kind of see a little bit better about what I'm doing, but yeah, so tricky when you're really trying to extract everything you can out of this car. So you can see that nice 11 that I left down on the road. There you go, leader's finally in then, so he's taken that quite a long way here. Going to be very, very quick in the second half.
P19. Sector 1 is 0.4 off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.3 off the pace. Sector 3 times okay.
Yeah, we cannot let Troy get away. Got to just try and stick with him as best as we can. Oh, not by doing that. Woo! That was close. Nudge of sand on the way through T2. Just when you get those horrible moments over the curbing in these cars. Maybe I worked the tyres just a bit too much at the start of the stint, I don't know. I still just can't get over that guy trying to pit around me. So funny. Oh, we were close to the outside of the circuit then. That could have been really bad. There's not much room to hide if you make an error up there. Come on, let's just try and hit some good laps. Troy, to his credit, has been quick over these last couple. So again, that might be a slowdown. We might just get away with it though. Come on.
The gap to Toro ahead is
Still
now
got just over a third of this race to go. Oh, not when I go like that though.
Glenn, car number 10, is leading the race.
Glenn, car number 10. Look at that. I wonder where leader is now on the circuit. Really got no idea how far back we must be. So when you get it hooked up over there, it's really, really satisfying. Because you kind of just bobble off the curb as you get the throttle down. It's about trying to hit those curves early enough, if that's what you need to do, to get the line. There you go, we've got a couple more guys heading back out of the pit lane then, so definitely might be more opportunities towards the end. Oh, Troy there again, just getting a little bit wide through the early stages. It's impressive just how little kind of movement like that can really upset the car. You know, it just takes a couple of little, tiny little slides and slip-ups so you can really, you know, ruin your momentum for a few corners. Luckily around here, of course, you've got that huge back straight, just kind of gather it all back up. Oh, rear wanted to try and break free there. That might be a slowdown. No, we get away with that, apparently. Felt the outside wheels there on the curb. So really not sure how we got away with that one. Clearly, Sandown is a little bit more forgiving than I thought it might be. Yeah, still lots of cars battling just up in front. So there could be opportunities late on in this one.
Glenn, car number
That
10
is
is
2/3
now leading.
distance. Come on, nose in. Bite. Oh, there's definitely chaos up there. I've got no idea what's going on. I could see cars side by side.
The gap ahead is now 1.0 seconds.
Even if they do filter it all out, it'll cost them all. I feel like Troy and I are working fairly well together at this point. He's definitely quicker than me, but I'm able to hang on to him. Slipstream, I'm sure, working wonders.
The leader's just done it.
I don't notice the dirty air too badly through these cars either, mainly because they've got the aerodynamic properties of a brick most of the time. Yeah, if we can get involved in that battle though up there, I mean, look how many cars are in it. Of course, helped by the fact some of them are on much fresher tyres than others. You can have guys that maybe were slower than us, that obviously pit early on, enjoyed that fresh rubber, got the undercut, and now starting to struggle a bit more. Obviously versus other guys that went really, really far, took the pain earlier on in the day, and are now reaping the benefits as well. So that's not the line over that curbing I need. Don't know why I avoided the turn 2 curbing, but I did, and it cost me. I don't know what fastest lap is in this race. I was, oh, I can see 8.6. Oh, there you go, an 8.6. By the looks of it, seems to be a quick one. Oh, nose in. Gotta focus up, come on. I also can't get too optimistic with that curving on the inside because it will punish me at some point. I enjoy the fact these races are like 50 minutes long as well. They are really, really enjoyable. I think especially if you can do this SOF race, which for me in the UK is 10:15.
That lap time was 1:10.0.
That is so fun.
Morris, car number 8 is now in the lead.
So you just don't really get a chance to drive these cars most of the rest of the time unless you're at Mount Panorama. So to be able to kind of enjoy some of these other circuits is really, really good fun there as well. Troy again. A little bit of an error. I'll join him though. Come on. That could have been an opportunity there just to get a bit closer, but I kind of balls that up. I wonder if they did get a tiny bit of the damage squared away and that's made a difference performance-wise. Certainly didn't think it would, but whether we're just getting a bit better as well or track's getting a bit cooler, either way, the car definitely seems to feel much more confident. I think it's a combination of all those factors, to be honest. Yeah, it kind of felt the first half of this race we weren't involved in many battles, but since then we weren't seeing many cars, but second half of this race we're definitely starting to see a lot more people. Hopefully we're going to be able to start making some moves at some point.
Trainer, car number 18, is now in the lead.
See Troy now trying to utilise that wider line into turn 1. It's definitely worth it. The free time adds up. Once again, I don't know whether that's actually him sliding around or whether it's just iRacing guessing, but yeah, I think Darren in front is definitely struggling. So hopefully we're able to make a move on him quite soon. I'd love to get a top 20 here. I feel like we deserve a top 20. That'd be really, really nice by the end of the race. But the guy behind me as well, I think, is running quite quick. So we have to try and get around a couple of cars pretty quickly and hope that they can be rear gunners for me. It's just in there, yeah, running 109.3s. So you could definitely get back to us by the end. But this is going to get really, really interesting towards the end of the race. As we start to see these other strategies play out.
P18, your lap time was at 109.8.
There's definitely some quick guys trying to move through. Oh no, that's a big lockup. That was not what I needed. Just nudged the brake way too hard on the way in and that will cost us loads of time.
For cutting the track.
Yeah. Not surprised by that.
9 incident points.
9x is not what I needed either. Could have been a lot worse. To be fair, we got a bit unlucky with the 4x's.
Car number 1 is leading the race.
Yeah, you see that just gave Justin an extra couple of seconds in the back pocket. First real error of the day, I feel. We won't have done the tyres any favours either. Come on, let's try and hit our marks. We can close back in. Problem is with this car is you can't then start to overdrive it loads more. It has a limit, and if you overstep that, it will punish you. That was a nice line. The other thing as well that's really, really odd, and I know saying this as a Brit is going to sound really stupid, but I generally struggle with sim racing cars with the steering wheel on the correct side of the car. Like, I suddenly thought then I could be so close to that wall and just have no idea. Because most cars in sim, it feels like the steering wheel's on the wrong side.
Clayton is closing you down. The gap has come down to 2.7 seconds.
Yeah, he's going to be close by the end if he continues with that kind of pace. He's definitely still got a little bit of pace over us, but I believe, yeah, everybody now will have made pit stops. So you can chuck it in super late there if you get it hooked up. Can't help but feel that Troy now is starting to settle in a little bit more. We need those two to battle. If I hit that inside wall at some point, I'm going to be really annoyed with myself now. God, I just want to see some chaos up there.
Good consistency. Keep them coming.
Don't run wide. Oh, that was not good. Come on, Matt. Got to be better than this towards the end. Just throwing away little bits of time now. Guys in front are barely running inside the 110, so we definitely can get closer again. As long as I don't make any errors. Just trying to avoid making said errors is the problem. We can just set like mid-9s. I'd be so happy. That's not even going to be in the 9s, is it? See, Darren runs a 10-1. We run a 10-1, so we still lost more time that lap. Oh, that was properly sent in towards that first corner. Come on, just focus on those traction zones as well. Still got Justin trying to fend from behind. 7 laps to go.
Clayton is reeling you in. The gap's now.
I don't want to give him the chance to have a look in if I can avoid it. Oh, just overstepping it slightly there. You can hear the wheels struggling. Don't believe this is the guy we had the crash with earlier on into the pit lane. I hope it's not. Oh, is they running 9.7s? When he ran in 9.8.
109.9.
Oh yeah, tyres are definitely starting to come away from us towards the end though. I think we've overdriven this just a little bit, or I'm trying to overdrive it. And it's just not working for me. Come on, we need those two to battle. But they can just have a little bit of a battle over these last few. Give us a bit of a window back in. That'd be so useful. But I think we're optimistic. Ooh, ah. Oh, guy in front made a little bit of an error as well, I think. Nope, not quite. I thought they were side by side then, but apparently not.
17th place.
Come on, 5 laps to go after this one. Justin now is pretty much right with us. Any little error now will really punish me. And it just comes with the experience of racing these cars more and more. About how you know how they'll act throughout an entire stint. Oh, someone's span off. Or someone's off, I should say. Who's that then? That is Chris that's made an error. So that'll bring him a little bit closer. Spits off a little bit of gravel back onto the circuit, so I have to be careful of that towards the end, but maybe now he's made a bit of an error. Oh, but Justin is right with me. Might be able to go run back down towards turn 1. Look how much he gains on me in a straight line.
Car left.
Yeah, not sure I'm going to be able to fight this one. Although he has sent it in very aggressively.
Right side. Clear right.
He'll tuck back in again. Oh, what's going on up here? Another one off. Shane's made a bit of an error. Oh, there's loads of cars that made errors. Not too sure what's happened there.
The guy in front is Randall, car number 12.
So we'll claim a couple of freebies then. Suddenly now we're into the top 20. And things getting really chaotic towards the end of this race. There's a big gaggle of cars now just in front. So, yeah, we'll have to take a look at that one on the instant report. Come on. Scroll off the speed. I just had visions then. Just going straight on. Oh, so early on the brakes there.
The next car is Alex, car number 25.
Come on, little car. Not long to go. Are we going to see Justin get closer again down towards turn 1? I think he'll be a little bit less likely to go for a big send.
Lap times are pretty consistent.
Oh no, I've gone and done it this time round, apparently. Bobble off over that curbing.
Left side. Still
Hold
clear
the
left.
inside line
You
though.
have 10
As he
instant
send it
points.
through. 10 instant points is not what I needed here. Only 2 of them have been off tracks, to be fair, but... Oh, I don't think Justin was too happy with that one, though. Oh, man, come on. We just need to close in on these guys. See, look how much he closes in on me there. Might get a run of me back into turn 1 this time round. He's got so much more braking performance than me. Or confidence, I should say. Try and just break the slipstream as best as I can. I don't think it's going to make much difference.
16th place.
I think we're far enough ahead this time round. Oh no, not if I do that, we're not. Yeah, we'll give it up. We'll give it up that time.
You cut the track. Keep
I
it
don't think
nice
I've
and
had
tidy.
much choice in the end, to be
11
honest, but
incident points.
another 1x as well down there, but happy that we kept it pointing in the right direction.
Clayton,
Definitely
car number
more could
2,
happen though
their
towards the
rating
end of this
is
race.
3.6.
So we've got 2 more laps after this one, and look at that group in front. Oh, this could get really, really exciting. Maybe still a chance for a couple more freebies. So they are really bunching up now. I think they're side by side on the way through, just temporarily. So Justin will be looking at this, sensing opportunity towards the end. Who knows what will happen right towards the end of this one. I mean, there's, what, 7 of us in this battle? 6 or 7? 7 cars in this battle with 2 laps to go. This is brilliant. This is what I wanted to see more from this series. And it's a shame this split isn't getting broadcast, because this could get really dramatic right towards the end. We just need to hit our marks. Not do anything too crazy there, as speaking of. Justin, big send down into turn 1, and I should have been there to capitalise on Alex through that first corner. Going to be able to, though, that time round. So, oh, again, right up on those 2 wheels. Some of the others, I think Alex is really struggling towards the end of this. Might be able to get a run on him up the hill. Are we going to be able to? He's definitely trying to defend that inside line just a little bit more. So the outside will go. Whoa! Not a fan of that squeeze. Lucky I backed out of that one. Ugh. Almost into the back of him.
Alex, car number
Almost giving the bump and
25.
run off the corner. Yeah, he was lucky I backed out of that then, otherwise that could have been a big, big accident. As Justin now has gone absolutely mad towards the end of this one, trying to go for the moves. Love to see it. I think, yeah, Alex and Chris, their tyres are gone. So maybe we could get a couple more freebies here. 1 more lap to go then. Here from Sandown in what has ended up being quite a dramatic end to this race. Just try and keep it nice and easy. Don't want to make any errors of my own on this last lap. We can't lose a spot now because leader has come across the finish line. Oh, come on. Nice and easy. Nice. No! Oh! I had to try and get the power down. It's not the end, though. There might still be more battling going on between these guys there, but just got Larry on the throttle. And that really cost me. That might be the difference maker here, unless we see something brave or stupid. Felt like we should have been able to get past Alex at the very least there. He's really been struggling towards the end of this one. But sadly, I don't think it's going to happen here. In towards the final couple of corners of this race. We were up to P20 again, so I don't quite know how that works out. Oh, big send being looked at there by Alex, but not going to make it happen through the final corners. It's going to be P20 in the end here at Sandown. Alex and Chris battling towards the line. We will take it when all is said and done. There's yellows out absolutely everywhere. Cars sprawled across the circuit at the end of that one. Gutted with just that little error right at the end. But boy, oh boy, that is good fun. Let's go take a look at our incident report before our final race results. Well, let's take a look then at our incident report from this event. You can see first one just in front of me there, the 11. Little bit unlucky just to get kind of tipped around, but that is kind of the lap 1 sprawl, if you will. 22 car. Oh, the 22 was really unlucky in that. You could just see on the exit. It was actually, I think, the 3 and... No, it was the 13, wasn't it, and the 20. Or the 13 and the 4, yeah, that got together originally. Just got connected, and the Constantina effect there really adding up. One guy did try to get out of it, and I think got completely pushed into the accident. You can see us trying to make it through as well. So it's like 10 cars right towards the rear of the field. And I think you'll get to see... No idea what the 22 was trying to do there, because we would have avoided damage from that one had he not been trying to reverse across the road. Don't know whether he was able to keep going in the end from that one, but yeah, not too sure how I feel about that one. Maybe could have given myself a little bit more room, but ultimately I don't think there was a lot else I could have really done. I think after that, though, things did really calm down for the most part in this one. That guy, I think he did the money shot on his engine there. So there's a lot of smoke suddenly pouring out the back of the 13. And that'll be him out of the race then. 27, oh, just trying to avoid the 31 in front. He did him a favour. He straightened him back up there. Very, very well done, sir. Trying to avoid, you know, why have both cars crash out when you can just fix both of you in this one? I think we're going to see a lot of instances of cars just bobbling over the curbing. There's 27 again. Oh, that's a day late and $1 short, isn't it? And there we go, going for a spin down at those final couple of corners. Don't rejoin unsafely, please, sir. Luckily, he will wait for... he's having to wait forever for these other cars to come through. I think this was the guy that crashed into me, so suddenly now I feel slightly less guilty for that one. Another car through the chicane, just getting a little bit wide on the exit. Here we go. This was our pit lane incident then, so trying to stay out the way. 27 hits me. I think then he gets a little bit net-coded, so I'm not sure if he did actually intend on pitting in that one. He's certainly trying to look for a move. But yeah, we stay out of the way on the exit. I get that we were a little bit slow off the corner. But I mean, we've got to slow down for the pit lane, and he's stuck behind me. But yeah, the race leader saying can't park there was also hilarious. Number 1 car, again, I think this is just going to be flying through the chicane. No problems there. Doesn't look to be any problems at the moment. Here we go. Another little bit of contact there between the 18 and the 8. Just running into the back of him there. That's just Australian touring cars. That's absolutely fine. 11 there making a move happen. And then, I mean, are we going to start seeing some chaos towards the end? There's the 5. Again, that's a little bit of a lazy attempt, isn't it? To try and get to the inside into turn 1. 12 car there has been very, very unlucky that he just got tipped into a bit of a spin. Not a fan of that rejoin, though. Wipes out the other guy there. Everybody else now sprawling to get round him. So the 12 goes from victim to separate murder in of himself. And then, yeah, just trying to get back going again. I think he's wrecked that car, hasn't he? So I think that was where we gained a freebie as well. And then 25 car. Oh, so he'd actually hit the wall. That would explain why he was struggling towards the end of the event there, as everybody's going to try and pour around him, almost 3 wide. So they make their way back up the hill. 31 car there. Oh, that was optimistic by the 28, but he will make it through, and then just gets taken out. 31 tries to back out of it. Even more contact. The number 9's done a very good job to get through all of this towards the end, and I believe that was the last of them. So very, very good racers. We get to watch some donuts from our number 30 car at the end. There we go then. Quite a chaotic race when all is said and done, but not too many huge accidents. Final race results then from this event here in Sandown. 0.26 SR gained. I'm very, very confused and happy about when all is said and done. There we did lose 7 iRacing. That could have been a whole lot worse. So I guess we will take that one there. Mitchell, 123 iRating gain. Beating out guys been near enough twice his iRating is a rather impressive feat there in the end. Beating out Chad, Josh, who started from pole, ended up down in P3. I think the winner for most places gained is either probably Blake, actually, no, Shannon, 28th there to P10 when all is said and done. That's a very, very good job at the end of that one. Were we top non-Australian when all is said and done? I believe we were, because we were the only non-Australian or Australian. Yeah, no, it was just Aussies in that one. No Kiwis in that race, which is a rather impressive feat as well there. So flying the flag for Europe once again in not particularly fine form from myself. Thank you all so much for watching, though. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed, and we'll be back very soon. I've no idea where this series is heading next week, but I definitely want to give it a go.